The bare minimum cruise actually for us is like your maximum cruise. That's what makes us so unique. You get on Virgin ships and you book an insider cabin. Let's say Fred, just calling you out because you're on my screen. Fred books an insider cabin. And you know what? Lori says, you know what? I'm a top dog. I'm rolling in the biggest suite that is there on the ship, the most expensive one. Fred's experience is just the same as Lori's experience. We've created such a product where everyone feels like a rock star. No one gets on board and feels like they're a third world citizen on a ship. That's why we include all of our restaurants. It doesn't matter what cabin type you book. Every single restaurant amongst our ships are all included. Wi-Fi. We have our classic Wi-Fi that is included for everyone. All right. Your tips and your gratuities, that's big these days in the cruise industry. We've seen a lot of lines even increase their tips and gratuities in the last few months. For us, you're not worrying about the nickel and dime. The tips and the gratuities are included.
Well, hello and welcome back to Going Beyond the Castle podcast. We are so excited to be back. I know we threw you guys for a loop because we changed from Sunday to Monday, but that's because I'm super excited that we get to chat with Ruel tonight from Virgin Voyages. So we're so excited to have you guys with us and to have Ruel with us. Virgin is probably my favorite, not probably, it is. It's my favorite cruise line that I've sailed on. So this is something that I've been excited for, and I'm so happy that we're able to chat with you tonight. And so to kick things off a little bit, why don't you go in and give us a little bit of background and tell us about yourself?
All right. Well, first and foremost, thank you all for having me, the gang. Thank you for bringing me along, taking your time out from a Sunday to schedule your out on a Monday to accommodate me. So, of course, I'm happy to be here. You know, my name is Ruel, and I am one of the regional sales managers here for Virgin Voyages. And we're super excited to talk about the brand, exactly what we're all about and why we're so different, what makes us so unique, and why we want to get you aboard one of our ships.
Yes, I'm ready for another one. So how long have you been within the cruise industry?
Well, I've been a little shy over 13 years in the industry as a whole. The cruise industry itself, 2 years. I'm a virgin to the industry itself.
Oh, wow.
So, oh yeah.
I would not have expected that from the conversation that we had previously. And this isn't specifically in the questions, but based on our conversation we've had before, what brought you or what has held you? Because I remember one of the things that stood out from our conversation when we met, that you said that like now you're Virgin for life. And so what was it about Virgin specifically that really sealed the deal? And then you're like, this is the company for me and where I want to be.
You know what? Starting out working for Virgin Voyages, and of course, the brand itself started a long time. Virgin Group celebrated over 50 years. Virgin Voyages itself has been sailing over the last 4 years. It is the culture that is here. It's walking into an office and feel like you're family. And it's a tight-knit family when you walk in, starting from the captain itself, Sir Richard Branson, all the way down to even the front desk worker that is there. It is that culture that is developed here. And I've been in other industries. I've worked for other companies, but it hit home. Hit home walking over here, finding family and working amongst a group of people that, it's ever feel like work when you feel like you're working with your family. And that's what has really tight-knit me here at Virgin Voyages and why I'm a Virgin for life. I'm here for Virgin Voyages to stay.
Yeah, that was a really good intro. I know we just kind of, rushed right into it. But I wanted us to have enough time. It's late for everyone and I really wanted to have enough time, but that's exactly the atmosphere too that you feel when you step on one of these cruise ships. And we'll get into a lot of the details, as we go through this, but it's definitely, you can just tell the atmosphere amongst the crew, the happenings cast, that you do get that sense of family feel.
Yeah. You get authenticity. It doesn't feel scripted like, go on some other line. It just feels scripted. Like everyone just seemed to say the exact thing.
Yeah.
But I thought I heard that 5 minutes ago on deck 5. It's like, it just feels the same. With us, you feel that authenticity. You feel like the crew is being themselves and they get to express themselves just the same. And that is a culture that has been developed here at Virgin Voyages. And I'm not going to lie, we have a good thing going on over here.
Yeah. All right, Fred, I'll kick it over to you.
So, as somebody who's never been on Virgin Voyages, especially speaking for myself, I've never been on Voyage. Lori's already talked me into going, so we'll get that planned. You guys offer like a lot of different experiences on your cruises. For the individual who's never cruised with Virgin, like what is the typical just base bare minimum cruise look like for you guys? Like what all does that include?
The bare minimum cruise actually for us is like your maximum cruise. That's what makes us so unique. You get on Virgin ships and you book an insider cabin. Let's say Fred, just calling you out because you're on my screen. Fred books an insider cabin. And you know what? Lori says, you know what? I'm a top dog. I'm rolling in the biggest suite that is there on the ship, the most expensive one. Fred's experience is just the same as Lori's experience. We've created such a product where everyone feels like a rock star. No one gets on board and feels like they're a third world citizen on a ship. That's why we include all of our restaurants. It doesn't matter what cabin type you book. Every single restaurant amongst our ships are all included. Wi-Fi. We have our classic Wi-Fi that is included for everyone. All right. Your tips and your gratuities. That's big these days in the cruise industry. We've seen a lot of lines even increase their tips and gratuities in the last few months. For us, you're not worrying about the nickel and dime. The tips and the gratuities are included. You know, sometimes we at the port promote to board a Virgin ship and we look across terminal at other lines and we seen them hugging those cases of waters and so, and I'm like, is that really how you want your cruising experience to be? You want to pay all this money just to do hug cases of water to get on a ship because it's not included. For us, we include that water, you know, whether it's sparkling or still water, your sodas, you know, your drip coffees, your teas, you know, your shows and entertainments that's there on board, group workouts, fitness classes that are there. So you're not digging deeper into your pocket in order to create and get an experience. It's like you already pay for it. Let's try to enjoy it. And that's what, as a brand new sailor, is like, oh no, is this Virgin going to be for me? It is. Once you're over 18, it is. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's super cool. Like, especially because I didn't know a lot of that stuff, just to get to know. Because I mean, I've looked at a lot of different cruise lines and it seems like, I mean, you mentioned some key hitters like, you know, Carnival Cruise Line. A lot of times there's like extra packages that you got to purchase just to get, you know, select drinks, or there's restaurants that you got to spend extra money at. Like, it's definitely like, it kind of takes the ease off your mind to know that you could show up and get on a boat and everything's included.
It's already paid for.
Yeah.
It's already paid for.
That is like, that's got to be super nice. How would you say like the pricing model for Virgin Cruise Line compared to some of the others that are out there?
We're fair. We're a fair and flexible brand. And with us being the brand that we are, we make comparisons day to day of what we do, how we stand up, how we match up. And we're a fair and flexible brand. We're not here, again, to create a brand so that your clients feel like they're being stretched.
Yeah.
When everyone books their vacation, feel like they got the best value for their money. And we walked away with an award, the best value for money. That stands huge for a brand new company coming into the industry, getting out of a Travel Leaders Award with the best cruise line, the #1 cruise line, but also the best value for money. So that Travel Leaders Award does hit home for us.
Yeah, absolutely. That's cool.
Yeah. Sweet. So let's talk a little bit about the ships in the cabins.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
So the one that I went on was the Scarlet Lady. So I know we have 4 ships. So what's a little bit about the design and the aesthetic and kind of what makes each one of those 4 lady ships different?
All right. So first off the bat, the physical hardware of our ships are the exact same. Might be some aesthetic changes here and there, but the physical hardware of our ships are the exact same. same tonnage, they carry the same amount of passengers, they have the same amount of crew, same amount of cabins. Now, what makes our ship unique is not only do we touch all seven seas, but also that our actual ships also mimic our entire genre that is there. Virgin Voyage itself has 4 lady ships, and each of our 4 lady ships also have 4 mermaids that are represented on each as well. You know, we have our Scarlet Lady, we have our Valiant Lady, or Resilient Lady, and coming on fleet with us brand new, we're having our Brilliant Lady. Now, these ships weren't old ships that came into commission. They're brand new ships that were built from scratch. So you're not only getting a brand new product, but you're also experiencing this product on a brand new ship just the same. And we sail in the Caribbean, we sail in the Med, we also sail out of North America. So it just depends on where your clients wants to go. And of course, we'll touch a little later on into what the experiences does look like. Because what sets us apart, of course, everyone has beautiful ships. You know, but it's the experience that you get on these ships that makes a difference for you. Why do you want to spend your money to go on this ride?
Yeah, they're so cool. Just in walking around and the atmosphere of the ship and the different unique areas that you could go into are super cool. You mentioned a little bit about the inside cabin and the suites. I know we have the Rockstar cabin.
Ooh,
yeah.
you're gonna be spoiled.
So is the Rockstar tier?
We have the Mega Rock Stars. These are the top tier cabins on board. So yeah, Fred, if you think the Rock Star was there, you got some Mega Rock Stars for you. What makes the difference and what, we always say, when you go on a voyage, that's why Virgin is not a cruise. It is a voyage. It's bringing people together, providing them with different experience. So when you get back, just like you did Lori, you start talking it up with Fred and he's like, should have been there.
Yeah.
That's what voyage is all about. Going from place to place, experiencing different cultures and atmosphere, coming back to tell your friends and family about it so we can do it all over again. So our cabin types, to have an experience from day to day, you have to experience it on your balcony. And that's why Virgin Voyages, 86% of our ship have those beautiful balcony cabins. A lot of cruise lines, they have multiple different, attractions that are there, but a lot of them are inside the ship. So you get to bypass, how many times you go on a ship and you hear them talking about a school of dolphins that pass by. Nope, you didn't see it because you were inside doing something else.
Yeah.
For us, we don't want life to pass you by. We want you to experience all that is happening. We always say catch that wind on your balcony, relaxing in your hammock while you're catching that ocean breeze. So yes, if you were talking about suites, the Mega Rockstar suites, that's the bad boy that we have there. These are going to come with your private transfers. These have your bottomless bar tabs. These are going to come with your Rockstar agents, or a lot of people know them in quote-unquote butlers. These cabins, you will get access to the spa for hydrotherapy, steam room, sauna, mud room, all of those good stuff that is included for you. And of course, our founder and CEO, Sir Richard Branson, has a private area that it's on board. It's Sir Richard's rooftop. You there in your Rockstar, Mega Rockstar suite do get access there for you to enjoy, lounge, and enjoy what the good life have to offer up there for you.
Man,
Sweet.
we're 15 minutes into this podcast and I'm already about to go book a Virgin cruise.
Ready to pop that credit card out?
Yes, I cannot wait. Well, my daughter will be 18 in December, and I cannot wait for us to do like a family trip.
Ready to go.
Because
ready to go.
My husband and I talk about it so much that and we even have some friends. We're actually going to try to go at the end of this year with some friends. But yeah, I'm excited to take my kid. So I can't wait for her to turn 18 so we can take her.
Awesome.
Well, you mentioned one of the best things about the cabin, which was the balcony hammock.
Woo.
So do you know what kind of inspired that, or
Lori,
is that
I've
just
missed
something?
dinners. I've missed dinners. I've missed shows. I've missed days gone by. Those hammocks, they're lifesavers.
Oh yeah,
They're lifesavers.
Does every balcony has a hammock?
Have a hammock or even a woven egg chair, but it's the same material that is there to hold it as well. So Virgin Voyages, of course, everyone gets on board. They have an amazing time, but it comes back to giving back to, the society itself. So Those hammocks that are there hanging, those beautiful red hammocks that are hanging on the balconies of our ships, those actually come from Yellow Leaf Hammocks. These come from an organization that fosters its women empowerment and community transformation in rural Thailand. So we're supporting these ladies that are there in Thailand that does amazing jobs with these hammocks so that they can feed their families as well. And can you imagine woven so many hammocks per ship? We have 4 ships. Plus, we also have them in the gift shops as well. So if you'd like a really nice hammock, come hang outside on your patio where you can get an amazing Virgin Voyages hammock. It may not be a red one. It might be a yellow that is there in the gift shops. But yes, it's unwoven by those ladies that are there in Thailand. And they do such an amazing job for us in making sure that, we're also giving back and they're supporting us just the same.
Great. Okay. And then one other thing before we move on is the wristbands. I thought that was super cool with the wristbands, and I love how they are personalized and will have, I cannot remember for the life of me what ours said, but I know it had a little saying on the wristband. So
Feeling
can you tell us a
naughty.
little? Yes, that's what it was.
Feeling up.
Yes.
I figured more or less. We did a lot of research when the brand started. And of course, a lot of the research came from a lot of sailors all over the world, people that have been on ships. And a lot of times what the headache is on a ship is, I lock my cabin, Fred. It's time to go to dinner. But guess what? Forgot that key card.
Yeah.
Forgot that key card. As soon as I shut that door, I forgot that key card. Or that big lanyard sitting around your chest plate at dinners all day, all night.
Yeah.
We're creating a different experience. We're an elevated brand. We're an ultra premium cruise line. We found ways to navigate through getting rid of those unwanted nuisance that people have really been they want to get rid of for years. So we came up with the Virgin Voyages band. Now, what's so unique about this band? First and foremost, it is waterproof, and it also it is adjustable. So it's one size fit all. And it also has a wearable technology on the inside. So the band is not just fashionably perfect looking good. It is also your wallet while you're on board. It also is your key card to enter and exit enter your cabin. And it's also your security guide to enter and exit the ship as well. So no need for you to walk with your credit card or your cash. Your band, which is your wearable, does all that work for you. So when you're ordering a drink, and just giving you a question here, when you order a drink on a typical cruise line and, they go through your card and they go swipe it and they come back, there's a line building up behind you. Can you imagine that one guy that came in that line last? How long does it take for everyone in front of him to order drink, go swipe, make sure that you have the right drink package that is there. God forbid you don't have the right drink package and you order something that's not there, then that's you going somewhere else.
Right.
For us, it's a one-tap order, go. 5-10 seconds, you have drink in hand, you move right along. Service, efficiently, fast.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super cool. And it's like a little accessory too.
I'm looking at it now. It's actually super cool.
Yeah, let's say they're
take
cute.
it home.
And you take it home. I still have mine.
We know have some smaller ones. So I know a lot of people are going, oh, I need a small one. Some really nice small trinket ones that are there.
Oh, super cool.
Okay, so let's dive into some onboard experiences. How would you describe the nightlife and the social scene on board of Virgin Voyage?
So first and foremost, entertainment that is there. And traditionally on a cruise line, it's typically entertainment from land to sea. Now, Virgin Voyages decided that we're going a different route. Why not have entertainment that is from sea to land? So all the entertainments that are there on board are created for Virgin Voyages. So you'll never find any one of our entertainments off the ship. The Virgin brand is known for music, of course, Virgin Records. So on board, you will find parties if that's what you're looking for. You will find some amazing nostalgic shows that are there as well. You will also find live events right around the ship, whether it is that you want karaoke, cabaret, or you just want to go enjoy yourself in the nightclubs. So we have something for everybody, whether you're so extroverted out there are you really in that shell as an introvert? We have something there for you on board that is going to capture that niche.
Yeah, it's always nice to have all those, like, essentially all this stuff planned out for you and just kind of get a pick from it and just be like, where do we want to go now?
Yeah. Last time I was on board, and it was my first time doing this because I always see it on the app, stargazing. I'm like, I'm watching no stars. But if there's no stars out tonight, and I tried it, and it was so relaxing. It was amazing. It was an awesome love story, and a drink in hand, relaxing on the docks and the back of the ship, just watching the ocean goes by, lit up in blue, phenomenal. And that's just winding down before, because it's hustle and bustle of life. You know, you get back, work-life balance is there. It's just relaxing and just forgetting about everything that's in the world and just focus on nature. Love it.
Interesting.
Definitely doing it again.
When my husband and I went, because I don't know why, but usually when we cruise, we don't really go like to the parties or to the clubs ever. But we did the Scarlet Night, and then we ended up going to the club. My husband and I, we just made 23 years married. We've never been to a club together because we don't go drinking and go partying like that. But we went to the club and we were dancing. We had a good time. And also the pajama night too. We did that.
Sold. I'm in.
You can't go wrong. Like, where else are you gonna go and see adults dressed in pajamas?
Right.
And see, the thing with Virgin is that we're not a formal cruise line. We're so casual that you have folks already in their pajamas from like 5 p.m. So they're going to dinners in the pajamas because they're getting ready for the pajama party on the first night. And then Scarlet Night is and these are on every ship. So the Scarlet Night, we have our entire ship transformed from in the afternoon. It's a full red night, but of course, we're not a formal. So if Fred red just is not Fred's thing. Can, Fred wear whatever feel comfortable for him.
Yeah.
But we know Lori's gonna be, as soon as Lori books her cruise, Lori's getting ready for her pajamas. So she's gonna buy a brand new one. Plus she's getting ready for her Scarlet Night for her red dress. Meanwhile, Fred be like, I'm not a pajama type of guy. I ain't wearing no pajamas. And red just ain't my thing, so I ain't wearing no red. Perfectly fine. You won't find anyone on board looking at you, judging you. Wrong with him. You ain't no red tonight. You don't know what night it is? No. You're not going to find that. That's just not the Virgin way.
Yeah.
And you mentioned like this whole, formal versus informal side of the cruise line. So a lot of cruises, they call their people like the cruise directors. But Virgin calls them the happenings cast.
Happenings cast.
So how do they differ, like, from, your typical, like, cruise director? And, like, what do they contribute to the overall cruise experience?
So these are typically when you have a mass market line and you have a cruise director, their job, of course, is to gather the entire mass market crowd. For us, we focus more on the individual sailor. So we have happening cast team that focus on each individual sailor. So we have the foodie. I ain't looking at nobody. I'm just saying.
That's correct.
So we have the foodie. We also have the spark. We have the diva. We have the hype. We have the gamer. So there are different characters around the ship, and their main job is to make sure that each individual sailor that is there on board is fully entertained. So you're entertained in different areas around the ship. So instead of you having to go to a particular area in order to have entertainment happening for you, they flow right around the ship, and you'll just have a pop-up, full-blown VHS magician show right next to your table, sipping your cocktail, because they flow right around the ship. And once they find sailors that are ready to have some fun, they pop up. You have some fun. Fred, you're the foodie. You get hip. You gone over. You probably do some tasting over there. They'll do different bar crawls. They do some amazing things on board. Why? We're not a mass market cruise line. So when we get off the ship, we want Fred's experience to be curated just for Fred. And Lori's experience is curated just for Lori. While a mass market cruise line, Fred and Lori experience is the same thing, because it's one guy on the mic and he's flipping 5,000-6,000 people at the same time. So that's the difference between us and your mass market.
Yeah, I wish I could remember his name. When we went, we were at it was at the Scarlet Night, and we went, I don't know whatever deck the pool is on. We were at the bar that was all the way in the back, and they were doing karaoke. And there was one of the cast. He was so fun. I think he sang a little bit, and he was dancing. Me and Josh just sat there and watched him. They were so much fun.
Amazing.
Yeah,
they're very talented. And again, it's hard for us to even explain it.
Yeah,
you have to be there to see it. It's a lot of audience see the Virgin brand and they're like, it's so brand new. What are they doing? We're doing some excellent job over here.
Yeah.
Just need for you to get on and see it.
Yeah. And I think that's super cool that you mentioned a really great point. Like a lot of the cruise lines, that you have out there, they really draw to a specific, they really draw to the general masses. Like you said, it's like Disney's cruise line. Like it's all about family, bring your whole family, let's all go. And so it's kind of cool to hear that there's a cruise line out there that is going to meet you where you're at and tailor the experience to you. And that's super cool.
Yeah. Folks that get on board and they get on the ship and the first thing they look at is, okay, I just want something relaxed. I don't need no music. Give me a glass of champagne and I'll paint or I'll knit. And that's my job. Or read a book. That's me. You have painting classes.
That's cool.
And I know you're probably going to ask about tattoo.
I'm sure we'll get to it. My wife would appreciate that. I'm good. I'll stick with the bar crawl and the food tastings. So wellness, obviously Virgin Voyages definitely emphasizes wellness as an important aspect. Earlier I kind of heard you mention, spa type commodities. How does Virgin Cruise Line really emphasize wellness on its cruise ship?
So for us, it is part of our DNA. We embodied that from the get-go, which is why we include the workout classes and the fitness classes. It's not always just your physicality, but it's also your mental well-being as well. And for us, being a post-pandemic, you know how it is, post-pandemic cruise line, health and wellness is class for us. It's top of mind and we focus a lot on it. Actually, January is our wellness month on Virgin. And we focus heavily on programming on board our ships. We have a track that is on board our ship. So we do our 8-leg race up there as well. It's amazing. We also focus on, again, not just your physical wellness, but also your mental wellness as well. We have sailings that think about energy boosting events. What about some Zen indulging events as well? We also heavily focus on the spa. We spend a lot of time in ensuring that our sailors are fully recharged while they're there on board, not just drinking all the alcohol and eating all the food, but also sit back and focus on, your life. We have doctors that are there on board that speaks on different things about your body while you're there as well. So it comes down to you finding, Fred, how much do you eat per day?
Too much.
Maybe, based on what you eat per day, is it possible that maybe this is contributing to this headache that you've been having in the last 5 years? Maybe we need to cut out this or cut out that. So we focus a lot on the cruise, but also your physical well-being. Because at the end of the day, there's only one body that you got.
Yeah.
So you got to take care of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You mentioned mental therapy. Big fan of mental therapy, especially the kind that puts permanent art onto my body. Oh, I hear there's rumors that you guys have an on-ship tattoo parlor.
Let me tell you something. You think when you get on a ship, a lot of people are like, let me hurry and go make a dinner reservation. Let me hurry up and go get me a spot to go watch one of the shows. The first slots to be filled on the ship is at the tattoo shop.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's at the tattoo shop.
Now I just want to go on a Virgin cruise so I can get the tattoo.
No, trust me, that line, as soon as folks get on the ship, they don't even worry about what the cabin look like, where it's located. It's where is the tattoo shop.
That's awesome.
I have some friends that actually just got off the ship maybe yesterday. And she got a tattoo again. This is her second time getting a tattoo on the Virgin cruise.
But come to think about it, let's push back, years. Just go beyond cruising. Let's go on ship sailing. The sailors have tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for us, we were just
Makes sense.
embracing that tradition of the tattoos for sailors at sea. And we partnered up with Squid Ink, their production studio company that is there in New York. They're famous for some amazing tattoos up there as well. So we have Squid Ink amongst all of our ships. They bring in their celebrity artists as well. So you will have sailors who follows them on their Instagram or whatever social media platform and see what ship they are. Start the dialogue, and as soon as they get on the ship, they find their tattoo artist, get inked up.
That's cool. Goals.
Get your design, and we gonna see you on board.
Absolutely.
Yes,
I'm
definitely. So I will admit, Fred, that I selfishly...
It's fine. I
Usually-
saw it. It's fine. I'm not offended.
Usually
much.
when we have anything that has to do with food, it always falls on Fred, where Fred kind of leads those questions. But I loved the food so much on this cruise line that I made sure that I took it for myself.
That's
so
fine.
I will admit that this one it wasn't a random selection. And that's what I tell people all the time is it's like you're eating at a 5-star restaurant every single night when you go in there. But okay, not to get ahead of myself, because the food is exciting. We know that Virgin has done away with the traditional buffets in the main dining rooms. So tell us a little bit about that approach and how it's different from traditional cruise lines.
It's simple. Waste. Any brand, any cruise line, any resort, any hotel, any establishment. If you can minimize waste, it means you minimize spending too much dollars. The thing with buffet is that it's a lot of waste. And I'm just hoping the traditional cruise line at the end of the night, throw it away and start from scratch. Again, just hoping that it doesn't come back the same thing the very next day.
Yeah.
Just hoping. But sidetrack it. Fred, buffet guy, loves buffets. Why? Full variety that is there. But here's the thing. Lori comes, and Lori is a picky eater. Lori comes, she picks up 3 scoops of rice. Lori don't need 3 scoops of rice anymore. Shoves back the rest into the plate. She picks up 3 pieces of chicken. Really need 3. Put ones back. See where we're going with the buffet?
Yes.
Not sanitary, not the experience you want you to have. So as much as all the buffet experience is amazing and people love it, it's not for Virgin Voyages. What we do is we're creating an elevated experience for your sailors. We're creating an experience for you. And again, it's included. So we're giving you done-to-order food. For a size ship that we have, we're not too big, we're not too small, we're just perfect size. We're providing your sailors with that elevated experience with menus prepared by Michelin star rated chefs that is done to order, and we're not providing it in a buffet atmosphere. So we're going to reduce the waste, and then we can capture how your temperature of your food is going to be, your season level that your food is going to be, and we can ensure that you get the best quality when you order your food as well. That's why we don't have the buffet.
Buffets are great. I am a buffet guy solely for the fact that I have 2 kids, and I can just be like, take all the food. But when I'm paying a lot of money to be on a cruise, like, I definitely appreciate the fact that it's quality, controlled food that you're getting, and that's just, I really like that change of direction for Voyage Cruise.
Yeah, and we
that
take it a
pizza?
step above the rest. The fact that your traditional cruise lines, and we always, we never want to call out anyone, but in order to get really good food, they charge you extra. Specialty dining. And these specialty dinings, they do rack up quite a bit of charge. It can round you up to, $70 up to $150 per person on these specialty restaurants. And we come into the industry saying, you know what? Why do you have to pay extra for good food? You already pay a lot to get on the ship, pay a lot of money to go, to work hard, pay for this experience. Why should you pay more to get good food? Yeah. I think you're deserving of good food because you pay all this money.
Yeah.
So for us, we include all your specialty restaurants. You make dinner reservations to go dine when you choose. There is no set dining time, which is something that we're proud of here at Virgin. Because Fred, how do you know you book a cruise for next year, February? How do you know you want to eat at 5:30?
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
You all know if you're going to be hungry at 5:30, you might be ready to truck down another cup of beer at 5:30.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, you got to cut it short because your dinner time is set for 5:30. So we ditch away with that. We're not controlled. You spend your money to come have an experience. We want you to dictate what that experience is going to be. You work hard for your money. So for us, you get to select the time that you want to dine. We give you 6 specialty restaurants. Overall on board, there's over 20 different options of dining for you to select from. And these options are included. All right. You have areas in the restaurants where you can spoil yourself and go above and beyond. But you get into, let's say you go into the steakhouse, which is the wait, your filet mignon, that's included. Your typical restaurant you go to, it's not so much.
Yeah.
For that voyage fare that you pay to get on Virgin, we include over $1,000 in that fare for you. We're eating that money. So we are ensuring that when you get on board, you don't have to feel like you need to dig deeper into your wallet in order to have an experience. Because you pay a lot of money to get here. You work hard in order to book this experience. So we don't want you to feel like you have to dig further into that pocket. We call it happy dollars here at Virgin. That's why, and Lori can mention, you won't see anyone running around when you're on Virgin trying to take your picture. That's not a lie. Everybody has a cell phone. Everybody. The latest of technology and a camera is on these cell phones. So we don't need a camera guy all over you at the restaurants when you're walking, trying to have an experience for yourself in order to say, well, it's going to be $25 per picture.
Right.
That's not the experience you want to have.
Yeah. And I'm not going to say the order because I know I'm going to say it wrong, but I remember when we went every night, I was like, oh gosh, this is my favorite. No, this is my favorite. It was, the only one we did not try was Test Kitchen because we were on
You missed out.
I know. We were on a 5-night, and so I had to skip one. And that one, I was a little skeptical, but now that I've seen so much, and some pictures from my friend that goes often, but I know we got the steak at Pink Agave was amazing.
Gnocchi made from scratch. Nowhere else is gonna give you gnocchi from scratch.
Oh man, I can't remember what I got at Extroversion, but all of it. The food was just so good. That was really the selling point. A lot of stuff was, but I think the food experience really is a selling point because like you said, when a lot of people think when you go on a cruise, oh, the food is terrible. Well, not on Virgin. The food really was elevated at every experience that we went to. And then, and I'm not sure, I don't want to speak out. You can correct me, but I know when Josh and I went, we sat at our own table. So our anniversary's in January. We went in December, kind of like an early anniversary. And so we didn't share a table with anyone. We sat at, except for when we went to Gumbay.
And we always say, on your first night on the ship, trying to get Gumbay, it's Korean barbecue. You sit with strangers. You play a really fun game. You drink sake. After a couple shots of sake, everybody's family now.
Yes.
Have really good food, and that's it. And that's, that's how we want your experience to be. Be on board with like-minded people so you can have fun, eat good food, and get off to prepare when you need to come right back.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite?
I don't. I love different things in different
at each one.
Restaurants.
Yeah.
So it's yeah.
Gotcha.
I do.
I understand.
It's hard.
I get it.
It's hard.
I get it.
Do you love breakfast, Fred?
Oh, best meal of the day.
We have an all-day breakfast restaurant.
Sold. I'm in.
All day.
You had me at the beginning of this podcast. But
All day.
I'm just confirming.
I know. I'm
when
we get off, I'm going to be like, okay, Josh, I'm right. It's time for us to book another one.
Time to book one.
Oh, well, we don't have this on here, but I'll throw this in really quick because I forgot about it till recently. Y'all are getting ready to start doing, correct me if I'm wrong, onboard ceremonies, right?
Yeah, we launched our wedding program. So we're going to start, Virgin Voyages is going to start hosting weddings summer of this year. So
cool.
we've already started taking bookings from last year, but the official ceremonies are going to start summer of this year. So we're super excited to get these weddings on board. planning these weddings, you don't have no kids as a part of the wedding party. Why not do it on the ocean? You know,
Yes.
wedding, the honeymoon at the same time. Get you one of those rock star suites.
Mega rock star.
Yeah, my husband and I talk about doing something for our 25th anniversary, and I remember it just sparked a memory that maybe we'll have to do it on a Virgin Voyages cruise. I'm here for it. Olivia will be 18 by then, so
I'm here for it.
I'll book and I'll be there.
I'm gonna invite you if we do it.
Yep. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're winding up.
So we've talked a lot about the cruise ships. You've already sold me. But tell me about some of the itineraries that Virgin Cruise offers.
All right. Itineraries is going to be based on your sailor's preference. Of course, we do a lot of sailings in the Caribbean all year round. We do have a ship that's sailing out of Miami doing 4 and 5 nights. Of course, these are going to appeal a lot more to your working class, over a weekend, quick trip and back. Seasonally during the summertime, we also have ships that are there in Barcelona. We also have ships that sailing in Athens, Greece, and we also have ships that sailing in Portsmouth in the UK. Now, our unique itineraries that are there is that if you have clients that have been there, done that in the Caribbean, we have something for you outside of the Caribbean. So 4 or 5 nights, get your feet wet, try to see what Virgin is all about. These 4 and 5 nights are going to give you that full-blown experience so you can indulge in what Virgin Voyages Private Beach Club looks like in Bimini. But we also want to take that experience for you. And here's why I want to touch on this one. A lot of cruise lines, and I looked at it and I'm like, I don't know how for years people didn't complain. They packed itineraries into destinations, and the ship pulls into port and the ship's there 4 hours, 5 hours, and it's pulling out. When do you get to enjoy the destination? You really don't. Yeah. For Virgin, what we did is we realized the ships are amazing. The ships are beautiful. But you know what's going to win you over? The destination that we sailed to. Mm-hmm. So when Virgin sailed to a destination, we're gonna dock 8:30, 9 o'clock. And we're going to be there until 7 p.m. 8 p.m. midnight, some destinations. In Europe, when we go to Ibiza or Mykonos, the ship stays there 2 days because we know those destinations are all about you enjoying that. The ships is beautiful and amazing.
Yeah.
But we know you're going to come back talking about destination you went to. So the ships, when we pull into port, we maximize the time in each and every single one of these destinations. And that's why we have some unique itineraries as well here at Virgin, where who want to do a 100% eclipse at sea? And that's what Virgin Voyages created. We have a total eclipse voyage sailing in the Med. We also have an 80% eclipse voyage sailing in the Med as well. We have another eclipse voyage that's sailing through the Panama Canal. Those are some very unique itineraries. We're traditionally sailing out of Miami. We do a lot of 4 and 5 nights out of Miami. We're going to do some longer itineraries come 26 because we're a brand that listens. More sailors always ask, we love that you're doing the 4 and 5 nights. Give us more. Like, all right, let's give you a 6. We love the 6. Give us more.
Yeah.
So now we're giving you long itineraries mixed in with your shorter itineraries close to home. But if you want to explore Iceland, Ireland, Scotland, Amsterdam, we're going to give you that sailing in the Med. Ibiza, Santorini, Mykonos, Bodrum. We're going to give you those epic destinations packed you into one sailing. So when you come back, you have those Instagram-worthy pictures where they want to go next.
Yeah.
You didn't tell us about it. They want to go.
Or I think your husband just commented and said, best
He
cruise
did.
we've ever taken.
He did.
Thanks, Josh.
Yes.
One of the things you mentioned was the beach club at Bimini. Is that how you pronounce it?
Bimini.
Bimini. I'm from
Yes.
Kentucky. I'm lucky I knew how to read it.
All right, we'll forgive you.
What can you tell us about the beach club and what makes it a special part of the overall cruise experience?
So our beach club is an extension of our ship. We're in the Caribbean. we're extending that Caribbean feel from the ship on the land. So what we do is we carry your full experience that you had on the ship to land. So Bimini is designed to give you that Maldives style of experience. We have beautiful crystal clear waters. And for those people who are Caribbean folks, they know certain time of the year you have sea weeds or sargassum that you'd call it in some destinations. Bimini is 100% seaweed free. So when our ships pulled into Bimini, crystal clear water. Here's another thing with Bimini. Virgin Voyages ship, when we pull in, that's the only ship that's there. So you're not going to have, 2,000 people on Virgin, but here's another ship pulling in with 5,000. And there's another one pulling on the other side with 6,000. No. Bimini carry on that experience for you. So the ship is adults only. When the ship pulls in Bimini and you get to the beach club, that is also adults only. Now, the restaurants that you have on the ship that are included to you, when you get to Bimini Beach Club, those restaurants there are included to you. Now, Virgin Voyages does not have a drink package. And I wish that question was here, but it wasn't there, so I'll touch base on it. Because your traditional quote-unquote cruise line have a drink package. Can I derail before I come back to Bimini?
Yeah, go ahead, go for it.
All right, I'll derail. All right, so your traditional cruise line is super important. I'm happy I'm going to touch base on this one. Your traditional cruise line have your quote-unquote drink package. Now, here's how the drink package works. Josh drinks a lot. Lori doesn't drink. Here's the thing. On your traditional cruise line, Lori has to buy a drink package. Josh has to buy a drink package. Well, I don't think that's fair to Lori if she doesn't drink. Why does she have to buy a drink package if she doesn't drink? But on your quote-unquote traditional cruise line, in order for Josh to enjoy that drinks, Lori got to buy it as well. Now, for us, continual fair and flexible that we are, we're not going to let Lori buy a bar tab. Josh is the only one that's going to buy a bar tab. Now, when Josh is on board, these bar tabs are different increments. You have 200 all the way up to 1,000. Just depend on Josh drinking limits. Now, you may ask, how much how much bar tab should I actually purchase? Now, that depends on how much you drink. Now, the prices on board are completely fair. So we already include the tips. We already include the gratuities. The beers that are there on board are going to start from $5.
That's not bad.
The beers are starting from $5.
That's a beautiful
inclusive
price.
of tips, inclusive of gratuities. Your cocktails that are there on board, and that just depends on what cognac.
You don't have to sell me anymore. You've already.
I'm selling to who's watching here, who's listening here.
Yeah.
Your cocktails that are going to be there are going to start you from $10. And again, it depends on the cognac and the spirit you want in it.
Yeah.
Your glasses of wines that are there on board, over 40% of them that are there are about $10 there about per glass. And again, that's your flat price. There's no $10 plus 18% or no. That's your flat price. So when someone says, why should I try Virgin? These are the reasons why you should try Virgin. It is a brand that is fair. It is a brand that is flexible for you. And it's also a brand that's not going to nickel and dime you all the way through. So start with your drink with your bar tab. Depending on how much you drink based on those prices that I say, you'll determine whether you drink 50 beers a day or 5 beers a day. So you get a bar tab from 200 to however you choose. And it's shareable. So Josh can buy Lori a glass of wine here and there, buy whoever it is, any friend that he meet around the ship, at the bar, at the casino, wherever it is. Share the love. Buy anyone he chooses to buy a drink. Why? You're on vacation. We think you need to determine what your vacation needs to be. Not me telling you Lori needs to buy it. Josh needs to buy it. Fred needs to buy it in order for you to drink. No, you should have the flexibility of sharing with whoever it is that you want. Because it's your money. All right? So that also follows you to the Bimini Beach Club as well. So we have different aspects to the beach club. We start out, again, we're a wellness brand. We're big on focusing on not just your physical, but also your mental well-being. So Bimini Beach Club, get off the ship 8:30, 9 o'clock. We're going to start off with a yoga session, meditation session that is there, a little more calming and soothing for those sailors that are really into a beach atmosphere. And then come 10 p.m. And then that's Lori's favorite time of the day because that's when the floaties come out. The DJ come on the pool, and it's a full-blown pool party with music and dancing and the drinks and the food. Complete the evening before you get on the ship. So it's something for everybody. So if you're not really into the heavy music and the party and all of that, you have the first half of the day, and then also the DJ booth is on the north side of the beach club. So on the south side of the beach club, it's a little more calming, more relaxing, more quiet for those people that are really lounging and really just want to relax. Then on the north side, can't wait for my favorite song to start because I'm ready out there. That's for those folks. So that's your Bimini experience right there in a nutshell.
That's cool.
Yeah. So fun.
Second to last question as we begin to wrap up. You've already mentioned a couple new exciting things that are coming to Virgin Voyages in the future. Is there anything else that's new and exciting that you can tell us about coming to Virgin Voyages?
Well, I'm happy you asked. So we do have our brand new brilliant lady that will be launched in September of this year. This is our first ship to touch all four corners of the United States. So we're going to welcome Brilliant Lady in September to New York. We're going to sail out in downtown Manhattan. Beautiful 5-night voyages to kick it off to introduce the Virgin Voyages brand in Miami. It's going to sail from New York down there. It's going to spend the winter season with us in Miami. Before it's going to do a 16-night voyage from Miami through the Panama Canal over to Los Angeles. It's going to stay in Los Angeles for a few months, giving them some love before it sails up the West Coast to Seattle. Gets to Seattle, and that's where Virgin Voyage is going to sail to Alaska. So we're going to give you adults only, brand new ship, the Virgin Way in Alaska.
That's cool.
So 2026, start in May, get ready, start securing those dates.
Yeah.
May to September, Virgin Voyages, brand new ship sailing out of Seattle and Vancouver to Alaska.
That's cool.
Yeah, my husband has been wanting to do an Alaskan cruise.
Bucket list item for me.
Yeah. That'll be just he and I, though. Olivia's like, no, if I'm going on a cruise, I got to go to the beach.
She's not ready for the sightseeing.
Yeah, not yet.
All right, so as we wrap up, what would you say to someone who, is an experienced cruiser, but is hesitant to come over and experience the goodness of Virgin Voyages?
We're adults only. There's no kids on board, and we're not adults only, but sleepier brand. We're not so much of a sleepier adults only like some other brands that are there that probably traditionally focus on adults. You kind of find that they kind of stick to a sleepier style where come 9 o'clock, time to go to bed because the piano guy stopped playing. That's not us. We are adults only, but we find that our average age kind of fluctuate between 47 to 50, 50, 55. That's a sweet spot right there. Another thing as well is, your avid cruiser, why should you try Virgin Voyages? Is the fact that we're not going to nickel and dime you because we include so much into your voyage fare. Again, as I said, over $1,000 is included when you book a trip through Virgin Voyages and sail any one of our latest ships. The fact that we're going to give you fresh, made-to-order meals, including your specialty restaurants. There's no buffets. There's no huge dining halls. There's no stuffy formality that is attached to you. There's no captain's dinner or white party that's attached onto you. We're giving you that full-fledged atmosphere for you to be yourself, to voyage your way. Let's put it that way. Voyage your way without having any stigma or asterisks over you. Because everyone on board come from different walks of life on board to enjoy themselves. And that's what we're doing. Creating an atmosphere, creating just a brand that we know not just we're going to enjoy because we're loving it over here.
Yeah.
We know you are going to love our culture as well because we focus on a brand for you and not for a mass.
That's cool. I will say, I've said it multiple times, as someone who's never been on a Virgin Voyage, you definitely sold me. Virgin Voyages sounds like, it's a different breed of cruise line that just sets itself above the standard. So, thanks for coming on the episode. I really appreciate the information. It's been awesome talking with you. So I really appreciate you taking the time to come out and join us tonight and educate me and everybody else about Virgin Voyages.
Absolutely. Yeah. And of course, it's always a pleasure. Happy to be here. Happy to shed some dips, shed some tea, shed some light on the brand itself. And, we could talk all night and we probably won't even get to 10% of what the experience is going to be on board.
Right.
Just got to get on board. Got to get on board. You got to experience it on yourself, create your own experience and see what it is to set sail the Virgin way.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have a photo album on my personal Facebook page with all the pictures. So I'll share a link in the Facebook page so people can go and check it out. Definitely on board. I cannot wait to do another one. So excited. Just even talking about it I'm ready to go. It was super cool. Again, and my husband, who isn't, I guess he's coming around a little bit. He's not a huge cruising fan. However, he did love that, where he's even talking some of his friends into wanting to go. So super excited for that. But again, thank you so much for joining us, as Fred said. It was really great meeting you. And next time you're back in the New Orleans area at Total Wine, Fred and I will have to come over to your training so he can hear the presentation that you gave there, because that was, different audience. So a little bit different message, but still very informative and super cool to hear about all the things that Virgin does.
I should be down there. Should be down there in NOLA in March, possibly. Fingers crossed. I'll let you all know.
Yeah,
once
absolutely.
I'm solidifying on dates.
All right, perfect. All right, so that's a wrap for this session. Next week we'll be back on Sunday. This time we'll be going back into the theme parks and we'll be talking about Mardi Gras in the parks. So being from New Orleans area, and it's super fun to see the things that especially Universal does for Mardi Gras. So catch us next week, and that's what we'll be talking about.
I'm bringing king cake to that episode.
Go for it.
Okay, cool. Well, as we wrap up, just a reminder of ways that you can reach out to us here at Going Beyond the Castle. As always, we have our website, www.goingbeyondthecastle.com. Here you can find all the information about Lori and myself. You can find the latest episode of our podcast. And of course, you can always request a quote through our website, for example, to go on a Virgin Voyage. So if you're looking for information, you can find us there. Best way to get all of our social media handles is through our Beacons channel at beacons.ai/Going Beyond the Castle, as all the ways that you can find both Lori and I individually, where you can find us live each Sunday night, and where you can find our audio-only podcast, which will launch on Wednesday. And then last but not least, if you're ever interested in reaching out to us directly, you can email us at info@goingbeyondthecastle.com. If you're ever interested in booking a trip, again, to Virgin Voyage cruise or any other type of information, feel free to reach out to us there. And with that being said, again, Ruel, thank you so much for coming on. Such a pleasure.
Yes, thank you.
Those listening, please make sure you follow us, like our content, and definitely subscribe, leave us some reviews so that way we can continue to grow and reach the masses. And as always, thanks for joining us, and we will talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us on this magical journey. We hope today's episode brought a little extra spark to your day and inspired your next adventure. Whether it's a thrilling escape to Universal, a dream cruise getaway, or unforgettable memories at Disney. Have questions? A topic you'd like us to cover? Your own magical story to share, or looking for travel assistance? We'd love to hear from you. Drop us a line at info@goingbeyondthecastle.com. Be sure to check out all our social media links and podcast platforms at beacons.ai/Going Beyond the Castle podcast. And don't miss the fun in our Facebook group, Going Beyond the Castle Podcast Lounge, where we share tips, updates, and behind-the-scenes moments. Until next time, See you real soon.